Yo, what's up, welcome guys, SwoleTrain, and I'm back at it on the video. Some little different today. Welcome back, finally, to the hero deck profile. That is right, it's been a long-awaited, updated hero deck profile, and I finally have one for you guys fresh out of the lab. That's right, I've been testing this over a period of months. I've been seeing what works out differently, and my personal build that I have here has a lot of interesting options that I think you guys might like, especially if you guys are playing 2016 heroes. You guys already know by the title and thumbnail, but I just want to say that there are two ways to play heroes traditionally. Now, there's more of a control variant, and two, there's more of an aggro variant. I personally like having to side deck a lot of my controls and having an aggro hero build. Now, hero control is also very solid as well, but I want to preface this by saying that this deck is super sick. I've been having a lot of fun with this deck over the past couple months, testing it online and playing it every so often. And I really do believe that Heroes in 2019, June 2019, up to the new support in July is going to be super sick. So I'm having fun with this one. I'm having a lot of fun with this deck, and hope you guys will too. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like for lots more. Please subscribe. I got more videos and a lot more hero deck profiles and a lot more hero combo kitchens coming in the future. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right into this deck profile. I got a lot of interesting things to talk about. Like I said, I've decided out a lot of things that you guys may or may not disagree with, but hey, it is totally fine. Heroes in a weird spot right now where we can either play 60 cards, 50 cards, or 40 cards. So we're in a nice medium with, I believe, 42, but we'll get into that in a second. So first things first, 3 copies of Vision Hero Vion. Vision Hero Vion is one of the best cards inside of the hero archetype at the moment. It is aged like fine wine. I'm not joking when I say this card is probably one of the best cards to come out for heroes in a very long time. So essentially, what we're able to do with this card is send a hero monster to the graveyard. So things like Shadow Mist, Search, you can banish the hero monster, get Super Poly, get regular polymerization, excuse me, that'd be broken. And then also you can send things like Destiny Hero Malicious to gain more materials. Inside the Link era, Vision Hero Vion is a great starter and a great extender card, and it is a definite 3 of inside the deck. Next, we have two copies of Elemental Hero Solid Soldier and 2 copies of Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. So the reason why I'm playing only 2 and 2 is kind of weird for each different card. So Elemental Hero Solid Soldier, yes, it is a great starter and you want to see more of it, but you can search it when you need to. In fact, you don't want to open up multiple copies of this card, even though you do want to see it. And Shadow Mist is kind of weird too, because it is okay whenever you open up this card, but you definitely don't want to see multiples of it. So you don't really want to see it, but you want to run at least 2 for the searching, or even for its mass searching effects or mass change effect. And Solid Soldier is good whenever you want to add to your hand, or when you want to summon out from your hand something like Vion or Shadow Mist. However, you can search it when you need to, and you don't need to overload your deck with it. I promise you, you have things like E-Call, things like Shadow Mist when you need to see it. And that is going to be 2 and 2 of those. And then next on to the hero monsters, we have 1 copy of Destiny Hero Malicious and 1 copy of Destiny Hero Malicious. So 2 copies of Destiny Hero Malicious. This card, so sad, going on the ban list at from 3 copies to 2 copies. This card was collateral damage from the Dark Warrior builds, playing Vion, abusing heroes for those degenerate strategies. They're actually super sick. But anyways, 2 copies of Destiny Hero Malicious is a sweet card that you can banish from your graveyard, especially another copy out from the deck. Very useful for link material, very useful things like mass change and kind of extend you into getting a bigger board. Very solid card. It was kind of slept on for a little while in Heroes, but now I think it's been a big staple, especially inside of this Link era. Finally, we have 1 copy of Elemental Hero Stratos, which looks gorgeous in its ultimate rarity, by the way. Stratos is a great card. If you're familiar with Lady Debug inside of New School Yu-Gi-Oh!, Stratos is the OG. This card searches a hero whenever it's normal summon or special summon, and whenever this card is special or normal summon or special summon, then you can also pop, or you could also, one of the two, pop spells and trap cards. So really nice utility card. Also, it's not a hero deck without our boy Stratos, of course. And then for the last the hero cards, we're playing 1 copy of Elemental Hero Honest Neos. Honest Neos is a very solid card, especially inside of this deck. Not only are you able to protect your Dark Claw whenever you get out on the field, because Dark Claw only has 2,400 attack points, even a boost of attack points is really nice. You're also able to hit over things with your smaller hero guys that you wouldn't be able to normally. 2,500 attack boost is nothing to joke about. You can search this card really easily with E-Call, or even use it back towards the 2 Tails of the Noble Knights if you don't need it immediately. And that's going to be the hero monster. You're actually running inside the deck a supplemental Warrior Engine, 2 copies of Junk Forward, 2 copies of Neospace Connector, and 1 copy of Neospacing Aqua Dolphin. So these cards here are Warrior Engine or Warrior Extenders, if you will. Jump forward, of course, being able to special stuff out onto the field, get you extra material. And Neospace Connector being 1 card, it's back to Wizard, 2 Tails of the Noble Knights, getting out Aqua Dolphin, being able to rip cards out of your opponent's hand. Very solid cards indeed. And plus, Neospace Connector is actually really nice too, because let's say you have a Junk Forward Neospace Connector in hand and Neospace Director Connector in hand. Well, you can special summon Junk Forward out, and Neospace Connector can activate. So if they do not Ash Blossom, Effect Veiler, Impermanence, whatever your Neospace Connector, which is a nice little bait for making sure your Isback to Wizard 2 Tails of the Noble Knights goes through, then you get Aqua Dolphin, get to rip out a card from their hand, which is very useful. So very nice. I'm only running these cards here. I don't feel like you need to overload on the Warrior Extenders or on the Warrior Engine entirely, just because you do have a lot of them with the heroes anyways. So that is that. And then also onto the Warriors, I guess we have 1 more or 2 more Warriors to talk about. We have 2 copies, or 1 copy of Phantom Knights Silent Boots and 1 copy of Ancient Clothes. 2 cards of the Phantom Knights. So I'm playing the Phantom Knights engine to kind of supplement and gain a little more board presence. If you guys saw the Combo Kitchen, you guys know that I'm playing these cards to get out things like Fogblade and also get out things like the Rusty Bardish. Great Link Heroes and an awesome card. So I'm using these 2 as well. Boots have been able to special summon itself out if you control a Phantom Knights monster, and also banish itself to get you guys the trap card. And then Ancient Cloak being able to send it with Bardiche to get a Fogblade on the field and get your boots to your hand. So very useful cards and very useful inside of your combos as well. It can also kind of work as hero or warrior extenders as well too. I forgot to mention that. And then finally onto the spice for the monsters, we have 3 copies of Tin Goldfish. Tin Goldfish is crazy inside this deck. So for a few reasons. Now Tin Goldfish is a level 4 monster that is water and a machine. So it kind of has some weird synergy with the deck, because on one hand, yes, level 4s and water can help you get inside of Totally Awesome and get you into your rank 4 plays. But in addition to that, it's also a machine, so it doesn't necessarily go with Isleback to Wizard. However, whenever it's normal summon, you can also you can special summon out from your hand a level 4 monster. So it's not level 4 or lower like certain other cards, but effectively is your Go Blindberg inside this deck without being a Go Blindberg. So you can use Go Blindberg if you want the Warrior Extender, a level 4 Earth Warrior monster, which does synergize super well. Or you can go with the Tin Goldfish. They're relatively the same, they just net you different results. And I like Tin Goldfish because it gets you to, again, Totally Awesome. Moving on to the spell cards, we have 2 copies of E-Call. Now, I didn't necessarily feel like I need to play more E-Call because, again, this deck does a lot of searching, things like Shadow Mist, Stratos, and I feel like E-Call, you can probably cut, if you want to, you can run 3, but I ran into a problem wherever I saw this card at multiple copies, and then I would only be able to search so much to tailor my hand, especially because this card can't search things like Vion, which is one of the best cards inside the deck. So I feel like E-Call is really just there to search out your things like Solid Soldier, and occasionally, like I said, get your Honest Neos. Now I'm running 2 copies of Mass Change and 1 copy of Mass Change 2. Now I'm only running 3 technically Mass Change cards, and with one of them being Mass Change 2 instead of doing 3 regular Mass Change. Because yeah, it's great when you open your regular Mass Change out because you are able to get into your Dark Law a lot faster. However, having Mass Change 2 as utility to transform your Phantom Knights monsters into Dark Law is a very nice option, especially because that 1 discarding cost you can usually alleviate with something like the Phoenix Blade being able to banish 2 warrior monsters and retain card advantage. Then I'm going to be playing 3 copies of Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is a card that any combo deck worth their salt is playing. It's a great card inside this current format. In addition to that, being a great card to stop hand traps, you can also set it as a trap card and activate it there to banish things like their Ray or key combo piece for their Orcus or even Salamangreat cards. Very solid card. I can see this card being much better in the future as well. I remember when this card was at 2, everyone was sad. So that's going to be playing 3 of those for sure. You'll make sure your combos get uninterrupted. And then we're playing 3 copies of Instant Fusion. Now, I'm playing Instant Fusion as somewhat of the Warrior Extenders as well. We were playing Carbonell Warrior inside the extra deck just to kind of get us to our Isleback to Wizard faster. But in addition to that, we're also playing this card for another tech option that I have there for a level 4 Water monster to get us to our Bahamut Shark. Then onto the Power 1-ups, we have 1 copy of Polymerization, 1 copy of Hero Lives, and 1 copy of Rhoda. I don't necessarily need to talk about these cards at length. Polymerization you can get with Vion. Hero Lives is crazy and needs to be at least at 2, and then Rhoda is also a great card itself, obviously searching any of your warrior monsters, level 4 or lower. And then finally onto the spell cards, we have 1 copy of Divine Sword Phoenix Blade, 1 copy of DDR, 1 copy of Living Fossil, and 1 copy of Overdone Burial. These 3 cards here have some utility in our extenders outside of just sending them to the graveyard with Isleback to Wizard 2 Tails of the Noble Knights, being able to bring out more material. And Phoenix Blade can help you retain your card advantage, like I was saying, with Mass Change 2. So that's going to be it for these equip spells. We're only playing 4 of them. You don't need to play 5 or 6 or 8 or 20. Only those ones there. And finally on the trap cards, 1 copy of Shade Brigadine and 2 copies of Fog Blade. These cards are helpful not only for getting you out more materials for your Link summonings and also for your rank 4s, getting you to Time Thief Redoer, but also you can help get you out some negates to help you get a better board presence to help maintain a little bit more control while also remaining a little more combo focused. And that's going to be it for the main deck. Again, I'm not running hand traps, no twin twisters inside this one. I like to regulate those for the side deck. Again, we won't be going over the side deck inside of this video. In fact, I will only be going over the side deck inside of a later video because I feel like the format's going to be changing and I would like to tailor that for that kind of format later for future formats as well. So kind of play around with it, what you guys think of it. Again, Ash Blossoms, Gammas, hand traps, and spot removal is also really good right now. So make sure to tailor your side deck to whatever you guys see fit. I personally am still kind of playing around, and depending on the format or tournament I'm going to, we'll play with that entirely. But those are just my suggestions. What do you guys think? If you guys have any such suggestions for the side deck, let me know inside the comment section down below. Next, we're going to be going over the extra deck of this deck. I personally like this extra deck quite a bit, and I hope you guys like it too. Let's go ahead and talk about our tech options and what we decided to do. So, one copy of Carbonella Warrior. Again, no secret there. Playing our level 4 Warrior monster, not only as an extender piece for our Izzleback to Wizzle, Two Tails, and Noble Knights, but also level 4, help us get into our rank 4 place. Mud Dragon in the Swamp as well. We're playing, not only does this have a neat little protection effect from targeting, it also is a level 4 water, or level 4 water monster that can help us get into Bahamut Shark. So it's another instant fusion target right there, or 2 instant fusion targets. Next on the heroes, we have one copy of Absolute Zero. Absolute Zero is absolutely insane. Almost a hero staple, and I cannot wait for the upgrade rarity that is coming out very, very soon. One copy of Vision Hero Adoration. Vision Hero Adoration is really interesting, actually, because on one hand, this card is not necessarily that spectacular, but it also fixes bad hands. This is actually one of those tech options that you guys might want to consider going into your heroes going forward, because not only if you draw into Malicious can you save your hand from there, it also puts a big body on the board that you can then mass change into your Dark Law. Speaking of which, we played 2 copies of Masked Hero Dark Law. This is going to be all the fusion monsters we're going to play inside the extra deck. I feel like you don't need to play a lot more. I don't necessarily like Vision Hero Trinity all too much, and I'd much rather play some of these cards here, because Vision Hero Trinity is nice when you want to beat over your monsters and beat over for bigger damage, but you can get that damage very easily. So I'm only running these cards right here, but play around with it, play around with the extra deck if you guys would like. If you guys like playing things like Vision Hero Trinity, then also just kind of tailor your deck to make sure that you are playing it well. I know that once Vision Hero Trinity goes through, you better win, or else that card isn't not very, very good. Shout out to my Duel Links players. So, one copy of Abyss Dweller. Abyss Dweller is really nice this format. Again, one of those things that might be able to change over time. This card right here is a very nice generic rank 4 card that you can get not only with 10 Goldfish, giving it a little bit of boost, but also with your other hero and warrior monsters as well. One copy of Time Thief Redoer, probably one of the best generic rank 4 monsters at the time. You can not only use the Shade Brigandine to give it a little bit of extra interruptions, but you can also get this card out fairly easily. It's kind of a nice little annoying card to deal with as well, being able to rip out cards off your top opponent's deck, which is really nice. Then we have the Spice, one copy of Bahamut Shark, and you guys must know what's coming next. One copy of Toadally Awesome. Toadally Awesome is totally awesome. And this deck, I personally believe, is incredibly fun to play, incredibly rewarding whenever you're able to get out Toadally Awesome. Again, it's not one of those things that you see all the time, every single hand, but it is something that you can get relatively consistently and also be able to just absolutely surprise your opponent whenever you slap this guy on board. You can slap him on board, have your negation, take their cards. It's pretty crazy. And you can also have this card on board with Dark Law like the old days. I miss it so much. But it's also just a nice interruption and negation as well. And doesn't really hurt the deck synergy either. So speaking of which, I know that some people might be concerned about having 10 Goldfish and also the instant fusion. Sometimes these guys in the extra deck as well. But I'd like to clarify that if you guys do not want to run Toadally Awesome Heroes inside of the hero deck, you do not have to. In fact, replace those cards with things like Hand Traps, with things like Sewer Poly, and replace these cards with things like generic Link monsters or generic rank 4 monsters. You have to tailor your deck to how your playstyle, what cards you might have. And personally speaking, I think this is a very, very fun and very original, very unique way to play heroes that I think catches a lot of people off guard. But if you guys do not like it, I totally understand. And we're actually having another deck profile very, very soon that might go over different options that you guys can play. So stay tuned for that if you want to. And that's gonna be it for the XYZs. Next we're going over the Link monsters. What is a 2019 deck without Link monsters? One copy of Izzleback to Wizzle, Two Tails, and Noble Knights, one of the most insane cards for any warrior deck. Great Link arrows, great summoning effect. Also, just one of the best cards to come out in the game in a very long time. One copy of Nightmare Unicorn. Nightmare Unicorn is very generic spot removal. Also a dark Link 3 monster. monsters. You can technically use it to go into Bardish if you really want to. 1 copy of Underclock Taker. Underclock Taker is mainly a combo piece. If you guys watch the combo kitchen, you guys know that's a combo piece to go into our 1 copy of Phantom Knights of the Rusty Bardish. Now, Rusty Bardish is an insane card, not only allowing us to get our board presence out there with the Fog Blades, but also getting us to our Phantom Knights Silent Boots faster. In addition to that, it can also has great Link arrows and pretty big body as well. And then finally, 1 copy of Borlo Dragon to round off our Link monsters. Again, we're playing kind of a weird mix of like of our XYZs, our fusions, and our Link monsters. But I firmly believe that this is the correct ratio. And you can play around with them if you guys want to, but this is the way I like to play it. This is the way I was having fun with recently, and it's been incredibly rewarding. So that's gonna be it for the deck profile, guys. Let me know what you guys think of it inside the comment section down below. Do you guys like it? Do you guys hate it? Do you guys hate or enjoy the Totally Awesome Hero tech? Let me know in the comment section down below. Again, you guys can tailor this deck. You can change it out if you guys want to. I recommend hand traps, super poly, other things like that. It is up to you. Play around and feel like what you guys feel comfortable with. Personally, this is the deck that I've been feeling comfortable with for a very long time. I've been testing it out in the lab, comboing and playing. And that's all really what deck building and playing is about, just testing it out and seeing what you guys feel comfortable with. But we will also be having an updated hero deck profile very soon, going over different options you can play with without Totally Awesome, without some of these tech options. In addition to that, the Vision Hero deck coming out very, very soon. So I cannot wait to bring that to you guys. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys like this video. Make sure to leave a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. I got more videos coming in the pipeline, so stay tuned for that if you want to. But yeah, Heroes are back in 2019, and that's all I gotta say. You guys are the best, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.